So our girl Catherine in Love Island All Star has finally been picked. But should we be celebrating? I'm not sure, guys. And I say that because she was clearly the second choice. She was clearly the second pick. Before they coupled up, Omar picked Grace and Catherine to go on a date. He was the first to date Grace. And I didn't watch his season in full, but from the snippets that I saw, it seems like he came in as a bombshell, was trying to chat to Grace, but Grace was coupled up with Joey. Him and Joey got into some beef, and I'm not sure if he ended up being dumped before anything could happen. But whatever it was, they didn't end up actually being in a coupling, but there was still like, people shipping them, conversations about, whether Joey caught blocked or whatever. But on the date, he's basically saying like, yeah, we've seen each other around, and I felt like there's this energy between us, and I kind of wanted to explore it, but nothing has happened. And obviously, Grace was out here gallivanting with footballers and stuff, so she didn't have no time for the guy. But he was basically pretty much putting it out there that he was opening, to continuing in his head unfinished business, and like Grace said, it seemed like it was very flirty on his side. Grace very much politely shut him down and basically said she's focusing on Luca. That's where she's at. She's good there, and it would take a lot to sway. It would take a lot to turn her head. And basically, the polite way telling him it's not going to happen. But he's saying, you never know. We could make a go at it. Blah blah blah. Trying to leave the door open after she closed. So after that day, I was already like, it seemed like, Grace is the number one and he was coming in for her. Then we see him on the date with Catherine. It goes well, it's very friendly. But for me, like, it didn't seem like the energy was the same sort of sexual energy that he had for Grace. Then when he gets into the main villa, we don't see him interact with Grace at all. It seems like Grace is avoiding him and she's being very like affectionate with Luca, kissing up on Luca. So I think maybe that, Omar peeped that and he was probably like, I probably shouldn't pick her tonight in the recoupling, because that's what ended up happening. They had a recoupling and he picked Catherine. But please, why in this recoupling speech is he announcing that he's still open and he's going to get to know other people? Why in the recoupling speech? Like, could you not have decorum and keep this to a one-to-one conversation? Like, why is he announcing this publicly? To me, it was just very. So personally, I feel like Catherine should be keeping her options open. Catherine loves to be a lover girl, and I think she needs to keep her wits about her. He's announcing he's open, he's not closed off, so she should do the same. Right, as a coupling, I think they'll work for right now. But for me personally, I'm not seeing any sexual chemistry. But we'll see how they progress. But personally, I'm not an advocate for second choice love, but I feel like with All Stars, like the is very slim pickings. So you gotta make it work with what you got.